Alrighty. Hello, and welcome back to me just kind of taking a day to just play some games and chill out. Everyone's had a good day so far. Everyone's had a good one. So, this is a game that I will try. I don't fully expect it to actually run well with stream, but I thought I would, at least play a little bit of it, because I want to talk about it, because I've talked about it a couple of times on stream in the past around game dev, and I thought, it might be a good shot to try. But I do need to kind of finish having something to drink, and sort my head a little bit, so we'll be there shortly. Oh, also gives time for everything to start up properly. Yeah. So this game is called Soulstone Survivors. And Soulstone Survivors is a game that I have absolutely loved for a variety of reasons, and also absolutely get frustrated for a bunch of others. Right? It's a really, really solid game for a lot of things. The biggest complaint I will always put forward with it is the grind in this game is really up there. This game is incredibly rough on all the things that it wants. Hey, you devil, how's it going? To showcase that the best, I mean, okay, to give an idea, these resources up the top here you see. This I can explain rather quickly and easily. You get one of these for killing a boss. Base-wise, there is only 5 bosses that will spawn, and you get 1 crystal from each. At higher levels, you can get up to 5 to spawn, or potentially more. Do I kind of make it clear what I mean by now this is a grind and a half game? Is the fact that this is my excess. And I have put, what is it? It's hundreds of hours into this game now, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, about 120 hours into this game. I still don't have, I think I have 90% of the stuff in the game, and I haven't even gone to the moon with upgrades yet, which you can, especially with the new blacksmith systems. I say new, it's very old, but it's new. What else can I showcase? I mean, runes as well, as an example. I think I have everything unlocked now, but basically these are all things that you have to unlock specific ways. These are a progression. You've got the skill tree, which is exactly what you're looking at, yeah. And to kind of indicate again, how I haven't, finished everything off, all these purple stones that aren't, a character sitting there, that means I haven't maxed that tree out. And each character has an individual tree, and then there's a center tree that you can do. To get a character maxed out, you have to get them to a fairly high level, and then you get their mastery skin. All of this is tied behind a lot of achievements. If I just show incomplete, you can still see there's a good bunch. However, you can see also I have over 400 out of the 448. And most of them are just, skill tree max out, yeah, it's pretty much all, skill tree max out all the skill trees of that one, craft a specific weapon, which there's a couple that I haven't gotten of that yet, because I have to get those characters higher prestige level. It's a hell of a time. And these are all the characters on the left side there. And you can see their prestige levels. Realize that it starts at bronze.
Alright, time to hunt.
Then I think it goes to silver, then to no, I think it goes to the blue, then to the purple, then to gold. Is the order of the ranks. And I think it's when they hit like purple is when they're maxed out. Then on the right side here is the weapons for the character that you have unlocked. Then you have the skill lists of all of those skills that they have available to them. And then you get the appearance stuff, which is what I was just mentioning, where like you can get a prestige skin. The game sound, it seems very high. So as you can see, like for the Necromancer, I have it. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, if you play this game and you want to hardcore grind it, the Necromancer is probably one of your first priorities. Like, that's just, I think, objectively the case. Because this character is nuts in terms of its power potential. A lot of other characters are pretty cool though, like you've also got this dude, the Death Knight, where like they actually have a really cool unique mechanic. Because like they don't get a dash, you'll see dashes in the game, but they're immune to stuns, and they're also very heavy. So they can't get knocked around very much, because they're riding on a horse. I'd go for the Necromancer just for the pure fact it's Necromancer. That was kind of my thing as well, but it's, actually, I will showcase it, because this is a really great example of how this game works, and how, like, wild it is that this is how this works. So I just need to double check. What have I got as the things? Reroll, unconventional, unexpected, sacred offering. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I think that is the rune setup that I probably want. Like, as you can see as well from me just hovering over things, you can see just there is so much shit in this game. And it's great, but it does lead to, like, a lot of confusion. Okay. Again, no promises that this run's gonna look very pretty. There's also multiple ways to play the game now. It used to be Void Fields was the base of the game, which is... And if I explain it to you, and you've listened to me explain the gameplay loop of my game that I'm designing, you'll all of a sudden understand. The idea is, you go into the area, you kill a set amount of enemies, then a boss will spawn. You kill the boss. When the boss is dead, great. Up to 5 bosses can spawn at a time, and then basically, the next time you hit the kill count again, the next boss will spawn. Sometimes this can actually be before you kill that first boss. You do this, you kill the boss 5 times, and then multiple portals will turn up, potentially, based on your speed. If you're fast enough, a portal will spawn where you can go through it and go to a... basically continue your run with all of your upgrades you have so far. But at a stronger level. Basically, it starts base-wise stronger, and then it resets the level to a different zone. Or you can do a special trial, or you can just end the run. Again, all dependent on how quickly you beat the boss. That is the options for doing the Void Fields, which was what the game was for a long time. Unholy Cathedral is like a very specialized kind of mode where you go in, you can pick an ability once off, then you get reset like 3 times during the run, so you basically don't want to pick your best build straight away. And then you try and destroy the ritual Cthulhu stuff. As you can see here, like if I move really far to the side here, I haven't actually beaten it with more than 3 characters. I'm gonna be honest, this is the mode that I probably like the least. By a long shot, it isn't really my cup of tea. And then there's the recent one that they added, which was the Titan Hunt, which is really, really cool and interesting, because it adds a hugely different dynamic to the game. Because it adds the Titans, which are basically, you can get bonuses from Titans that are specifically unique and are really, really potent. Now, they did add a new one recently. Also, to really indicate how nutty this game gets, if I just, like, I'm gonna turn the model off so you can read the modifiers behind my head. Just so you can, like, come to understand the numbers this game has. Come on, just hide the model for a moment. There we go. So you can see in the modifiers, we have at just like Sigil Void +1 at rank 5. Don't ask all of the complications of that. It's probably not worth explaining it. Enemy health, 1000%. Enemy damage, 60%. Enemy movement speed. Elite extra health, 2000. Boss extra health, nearly 10,000%. This game scales very, very high. But in contrast to that as well, you as the player also scale incredibly high.
My forge?
Especially with what I'm looking at right here. And just give me a sec, as I'm trying to... Yeah, I kind of want to upgrade that one.
Here, keep it sharp and don't cut yourself.
Big number make brain happy. It is very big number go high. Keep in mind that, especially with this character, I can just one-shot those bosses. Like, that should indicate the power level of this game. And that's why I'm kind of picking the Necromancer. I'll explain how they function as we go, and we're gonna see, like, a lot of shit going on. So I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna, actually, you know what? Do I wanna... Yeah, screw it. Let's fight the technically final boss of the game, shall we? I need to try and remember who I want to go see. I know I want to go see the Spider Titan at least once. And I think I want to go see the player and something else. But, like, I've played this game since there was, like, half this roster, if not less than that. The voice acting as well is fairly recent. Okay, so you'll see very quickly, this is a very Vampire Survivors coded style of game. Here, because of one of the things I have, it basically means I don't start with my basic weapons ability. However, I get, I start with a skill point and an additional set of rerolls, and I can go find one. Do I want to start with the Putrid Hound? Putrid Hound's so good, but, like, I don't want to start with it, I don't think. There we go. These are more what I want to start with. I think we'll go with the Skeletal Warriors. Probably should have kept the other one.
The hunt begins. The portal won't open itself.
I don't have the controller plugged in. I normally actually play this with controller because it makes it easier. Oh, the game is definitely struggling a little bit. I have actually turned its settings down a fuckload as well. I'm trying to remember. I think Terror of the Sands has got one or two that I want. I know Player has one. And I know that, and then I just need the spider. The brood mother. So these are the titans that you hunt, which is basically what happens is you select this, you go to their specific map, you complete a set of objectives, and then you unlock fighting the titan, and you kill them. Then you repeat this process at a minimum 4 times before you can go fight the final boss of this specific run. You accomplish this 5 times and you get access to the true final boss, which is what we've got access to currently. I'm gonna mention now, this is gonna be a bit of a hard one for me because I'm gonna have to focus a little bit more. Especially with the fact that I am fighting lag. Can I quickly do this? Because this just doesn't, like, sound... like there's any audio, and I know that, like, this game is weird with its audio levels. But yeah, you can see how, like, I've got 2 little diamonds below the character. Those my dash count. You can see, like, EXP, enemies. Everything's pretty much your standard expectations. Also, I have auto level up on. You can actually choose not to have it on. And you can manually select. Which is really neat. Now, this game's got a lot of, like, different build paths and different approaches, and you'll find with it there are certain ones that definitely feel stronger than others. One of the best examples with this is basically the Necromancer has a build path that potentially puts them as, in my eyes, one of the easiest to play for getting one of the highest amounts of strength you can possibly get. Now each character also has like a passive that you can unlock, which I've unlocked pretty much all of them because you just need to level their skill tree up a little bit. Because, again, as I showed that skill tree earlier, each character has an individual one, then there's like the global one. Come on. Oh boy, we've got the good one. Alright, cool. I'm happy now. This one is all about like the reanimator thing down here, which is I pick up a bunch of like, you'll see around the place there's like body parts that are glowing green. If I pick them up, I can summon what's an abomination, which is a big summon dude that just kind of punches shit and does some pretty nice things.
A dark gift for the reaper.
There we go, there's an abomination like here. And you can see like there's an area around him that does damage. And just enemies have a chance to drop these like corpse parts. I can increase the chance and yada yada yada. It's... again, it'll come to understood pretty easily. Do I want Spectral? I can't remember. I don't think I want Spectral in this build, do it, right? Which one was Radiance again? I mean, it's a good way over, but I would prefer to just find Mage.
Precisely what I needed.
Now, I should explain why I keep saying the Necromancer's super, like, nutty. If I pause the game, again, behind my head here is, like, my stats, right? So you've got damage modifier, crit chance, crit damage, cast frequency, area modifier, multi-cast chance, maximum health, armor power, damage reduction, block power, experience rate, movement speed. Then we've got secondary stats of dash count, pickup range, health regeneration, death preventions, which yes, you start with 2 because of base stuff. Extra health per crystal, healing per level up, bonus, basically meta currency, bonus, lot of shit, right? How summons work is they have a really weird system where they basically double dip on a lot of stats. So it's hard to see, but basically every skill will have a cooldown. Summons have a summon count, so I can only have 3 of the skeletal archer out, and I create 1 per cast. The speed at which this cools down so I can create another skeleton archer is affected by my cast frequency, cooldown rate. Their attack speed is also affected by this. The multicast also affects how much I could potentially summon at a time, but it also affects their attacks. Are you sort of seeing where I'm going with this? While that doesn't seem like a really potent lot of effects, the thing is, in this game, you want as many instances of damage for a couple of reasons. The base damage isn't very high sometimes, but it scales up really, really fast and easily. If I had a normal ability, it would deal a reasonable amount of damage, and I would just try and multicast it and area increase it dependent, and just increase its cast frequency. In this case, I can increase all of that. And stats I increase on myself increase them, but also I can try and add buffs to them, so it means that one of the best ones is Bloodlust, right? I increase my movement speed and attack speed, and I increase their movement speed and attack speed. They turn into machine guns. And then this game has a lot of status effects in it, as you can see with like bleed and such like that.
Perfect timing.
And that is why you want frequency on these sorts of characters. Here's Bloodlust. This is the big one for us. Because Bloodlust more instances of damage means more potential chances to apply a status effect. More chances to apply a status effect, especially something like Doom, means I could potentially just kill a boss before they're even ready. And I'm not putting myself in danger because the summons are doing stuff for me. I am just walking around avoiding enemies. Yeah, I think it's Spectral Guardian is the last one that I pick up. So that's all of my active skills. Another thing that's really cool about this game is that I could potentially keep rolling my upgrades, right? So there is a thing that's behind me that means skip active skills. I'm not going to do that just to showcase it. I need a little bit more frequency and duration on that. Okay, I actually probably should start moving towards some of the objectives. In the top right, you can actually see what I mean by that. There's the map. There's little blips on the map. I need to head towards those and activate them to do them. I do a set amount to collect void fragments. I get 15 and we get a fight. again, those are supposed to be actually quite difficult fights. And I did it in about a fraction of time that it normally would take you. Chaos Golem's the one that I'm supposed to have. That's right. And the no, am I also supposed to have the rats? Okay, this over spectral. So this is what I mean. You can so we've got another actor skill, and I can now just select the thing, and it will replace.
Taste of true might.
So it's actually quite nice for that. Now, trust me when I say this game got pretty bad at one stage for basically being all warning damage zones. That was a big problem this game had at one stage. I'm also like actively not picking up certain things because like if I go back over here, you see how there's this like golden thing glowing? That basically gives me a buttload of experience and picks up all experience on the map. I'm trying to leave that for as long as I can. Okay, so this is Lords of the Void. These used to be what was considered the bosses before the Titans, and still kind of considered the true, like, the basic bosses. So these are supposed to be, like, quite hard to kill, and you can see at the top they've got health bars. See all the colors on there that's not red? That's status effect.
A whisper of strength. The lock is breaking.
Remember how we looked at it and they had bonus 10,000% health? Alright, now I'm gonna skip getting things. So that should hopefully help, like, kind of explain what I mean with this game getting quite, like, egregious in power levels. What are we playing? Soulstone Survivors. So this is a game that I've talked before about when it comes to game dev, where it is like where I chose to do boss rush mentality from. And where a lot of like ideas came from with a lot of this stuff. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose a life. So that's kind of what I mean by this game can get a little too much sometimes. I don't really need more blood. I will take more calamity though. So Doom's an interesting mechanic. Doom is one that's like actively bad on most cases unless you have instance damage. How Doom works is that it is a damage over time effect, much like the rest of them. However, if the amount of Doom is greater than their current health, the target dies. This applies to everything, including bosses. Nothing is saved from Doom. Literally, just the first thing that came through my head was the, it's like, Doom! I cast, exactly. What do you mean, Doom? Doom incarnate. So this is like where this game has a lot of synergy architecture. I'm not showcasing much of the synergy stuff at this stage. We'll probably see it later. But like this is for each skill you have with shadow, with the type shadow, improve the skills without shadow. So all of these skeleton summons are shadow, if I recall correctly. Yeah, skill type shadow, but this isn't. So this would get multicast for 3 times over. Same with Bloodlust, which that doesn't affect Bloodlust, and Chaos Golem. Happy Gobble Chicken Day. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Yawa. So I think it was... I actually don't know what the days are anymore with that stuff, because... Again, the difficulty with like an American based thing that's like sort of celebrated only by like corporations here. It's like, yeah, I know which one that is. Yeah, there's the tentacles that I needed to kill. Oh, I popped one of these. Okay, we might get a few levels? No. Oh, right, that's right. Those crystals don't drop the levels, it's the soul stones that do. Or like, or drop the, like, get the global collection. Either way, after I complete this objective, we're gonna suck up the entire map, so I would like to get the magnet up. Because magnet gets you pickup range and increase the amount of experience you get per experience. Which is really good. Cool, there we go. And now you're gonna see me in a menu screen for a little while.
Bone by bone, the type.
Well, I mean, that's just damage increase to summons, right? Also take that. More of that. I will need to start looking at crit soon, because crit does get scaled really, really nicely in here. I mean, that's just nice. That's a legendary. So is that. Do want to get disarray at some point. A bit more behemoth. More magnetic. There we go. That was how many levels were sitting on the map. That's... Like, it's worse as well because there's so many mechanics in this game that are, like, new to me, technically, even though they're, like, a year or two old.
The sacred blood waits. It's time.
So now we can fight a Titan. Now this is one of the most annoying Titans to fight, and why I don't like fighting it unless I'm playing something with really obscene DPS. Now remember when I said these are actually really hard to kill?
Through the great void we endure.
Yeah, so they're really hard to kill. Very. Okay, That is actually kind of tempting. Exposed is also kind of nuts.
Perfect timing.
So yeah, those are Titans. They're very difficult. Oh, you're a new one. And you're a new one. I don't know what they offer, so I don't know if I should go after them. So, I'm going to do the naughty thing. Slightly spoil myself. Titan buffs. Titan Hunt. There we go. Because I know the spider, we've got 1 or 2 that I would like to get off there, because I think that has, like, duplicates Doom stacks. Okay, order this by Titan, because I want to... So we're looking for Faye, Dom, and Ix. I don't know if the Glacial Watcher will be here, because the Glacial Watcher is, like, brand new. Alright, Faye, Dom. Whenever you multicast, you have a chance to gain Finesse, which is something that gives you more multicast. That's pretty cool. Increase your damage modifier every time you hit an enemy with a skill type Slam. Interesting. Increase the amount of charges of multicast gained by using ammunition. Increase your max health, cast frequency, and multicast. Burn now causes damage more frequently, which isn't too bad. Increase the damage of every bleed you apply based on your cast frequency. Interesting. Whenever Electrified is triggered, you get a chance for Bulwark, which is block power. Increase the quantity of summons of your ancestry. Interesting. There's another one apparently as well that I'm not seeing here at the moment. Falapox. Increase your crit chance against faraway enemies. Whenever you apply bleed, you now may apply exposed. Whenever you apply aptitude, you have a chance to multiply the quantity of stacks applied. Increase your damage and max health. Increase the damage bonus of impact trait. Increase all damage you cause based on the number of stacks of bulwark you currently have. Increase the cast frequency every time you hit an enemy with a nature. Increase the chance of chaotic being triggered. And that's those. And then again, I don't think the Glacial Watcher's on there. So I don't know what the Glacial Watcher offers. Maybe it's in the release notes? Because that was... When was that? That was yesterday that released. Yeah, so it's unsurprising that, potentially, they're not going to have it yet. That's fine. I don't apply weakness. I do apply weakness. So I do kind of want to still get the Queen Stinger. Maybe we look at the Glacial Watcher just to see. Because I am curious. Yeah, we can just go look at the new dude. Bugger it. Find out what they have available. It's like, I either roll for the spider, or I go fight the Glacial Watcher, I think. So I'll fight the new one. I will have to go try and fight the spider. You can't fight the same Titan back to back. That's the one thing that's important to acknowledge.
This place.
It used to be more obvious because there was only like 4 Titans. Oh, you can't see like shite in this map of the abilities and such. Hey Sheppy, how's it going? What game? Soulstone Survivors. It is a very grindy meta progression Vampire Survivors game that I've played for a while. I used to play it a lot more than I currently do, but you have different characters, different abilities. It's got a lot of cool stuff going on. probably should start picking up a little bit of attack stats.
Even bones grow stronger.
I'm still not quite at 100% bloodlust on time, which I do need to fix.
The lock is breaking. I can feel it.
Yeah, shut up. Also want to buy me some porn? I could. See, these objectives are not hard to beat when I'm actually remembering to go do them. Okay, so this is actually an example here of something that I talked about very briefly earlier, and this is really cool. Whenever I apply burn, now I can apply slow. There is basically a full cycle of these, so you can apply everything from eventually. Now, like, that doesn't mean to say that there's one for burn applying everything. It's burn applies slow, slow applies this one, that one applies this one, that one applies it, and it's kind of like that, where it goes through all of the status effects somehow chaining together like that. They're really, really good because what we want is, again, application chance, because we want to have as much doom applied as possible long term. Like, that is the big goal, is we want instances of damage, primarily, and to buff up the summon damage. With those combined, we eventually just kill everything and anything, and it keeps consistent kill time, regardless. Now, that build doesn't work on a lot of characters, long term. Oh,
Another piece.
gold portal.
Soon the
Kill the boy. And he's dead.
Even cowards leave something
Cool, we're gonna have a gold
behind.
portal after this, which is nice.
Another fragment. Another
Yeah, so
ancient
that's where the
fate.
Titan Gate is. Let's see. Want to hear something, I can't send Miku stuff today or tomorrow because of holiday. Oh, yeah. Good old, Turkey Day and all. I mean, that makes sense. Funnily enough, it's not considered a holiday here. It's the thing of, it's considered a corporate holiday in the sense that, like, the corporation is trying to sell me on that it's Thanksgiving, so I should spend more money. Gotta love it. I'm gonna do something you might consider wild. So we already have one level of bloodshed, as you can tell, especially by the fact that, like, it has a grey number here to a green number. That indicates we've already got it, right? I'm gonna banish it. Why? Because the chance of it occurring never will increase by leveling it up. This means we still have one level of it, but it will no longer turn it up in my shops, because I don't want to increase the damage of it, because increasing the damage of it doesn't really do anything. I just need instance of application. Same with the poison here. Doom, on the other hand, we will keep, but I'm going to grab the magnet. Because Doom, we want to increase the amount of damage Doom does per application as much as possible. Because while Doom isn't per se to deal the damage, it is to execute. I do laugh at the fact that you didn't say no about the porn. I mean, I got a bit of money at the moment. Hey, Flash. How's it going? Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. I'm gonna keep getting magnetic because I am gonna have to get more experience to scale faster. So, all right, we've already broken the Titan seal, which is kind of nuts. So we're about to get our level up cycle again. I do kind of want to pick that up. This one is actually tempting to level up because the range gets so nuts. But I prefer multicast at this point. So there's also ones like this here, which is just increase the damage of all doom I would apply. So it's a universal upgrade to me. It's pretty solid. Now I can apply slow. I will start getting a bit more crit damage stuff. I don't really care about the frequency one. Sure.
Limitless, boundless.
There we go. You became famous? I did. What did I do this time?
The sacred blood waits. It's time.
So am I famous for a good reason? Now that's the question. Message. Oh, I'll have a squiz after I've beaten the boss. I don't know what this boss does, so I have to be a little bit more on the careful side. Oh, I can't see. Shh. This is an interesting arena. Okay, so AoE like that. Summons a wall. Alright. We're not going to see the mechanics for very long, admittedly, because it's already dead.
Void we endure.
Gotta love it. Alright, let me look at the message. Oh, that's actually really oh, that's cute. I like that. Alright. What, per chance, do I get out of you? Increase the chance of bleed causing extra damage. Interesting. Increase the damage modifier of your attacks based on the stacks of slow on the target. That's kind of nuts. I'll probably take that in long term at this point. Reroll. Gain icy veins based on your distance you move. Increase your movement speed and multicast. Not too bad. Increase your movement speed based on how many active minions you currently have. Oh. That's actually really nice. And I think we're now going to start seeing all of them re-rolling around, yeah. So I'd probably still take the Frostbite one. But, like, that's actually really nice. Now, you can see we have 2 portals now. We have a gold portal available to us. Let's go through the gold portal. Now, you might be scared. What is in the gold portal? Well, it's a random chance to get the dude that spawns, and if you kill, like, the Luluk Goblin, you get a gold portal at the end of the thing. That specific mission. Then, you get this. I apologize, this is probably gonna lag.
Treasure like this never comes without teeth.
So now, I'm definitely gonna pick up some of that. Now we have to go through this room. How do I'm just gonna let you see what's gonna happen. So this room is now this is the gold room. Oh no. It's so stupid every time I come here.
Burns inside me.
So dumb. You can possibly see from this why the gold room is really good. Oh wait, no, that's potency. I don't want to get rid of that one. It's so dumb.
A dark gift
So
for the Reaper.
so dumb. Yeah, so it literally just fills the room with experience. And the challenge is to just get through the room with your sanity intact after leveling up several times.
A whisper of strength.
Alright. I think we've picked up everything. Oh, there's a little bit more. No sanity view. There we go. Okay. That is all this room does. It hurts to see. It's so dumb and I love it. It's just experience. Oh! Broodmother. We're taking the Broodmother, definitely, if it just naturally rolls for us. It's so funny. Like, it's not an actual challenge, it's just reward that's so dumb. Alright, let's fight some of the Shadows of the Void again. The Shadow Lords, or whatever they're called again. Let's see how long you survive. Keep in mind, I shouldn't be, like, joking around too much with these, because, like, for example, this dude with the like the sword and board, all of those attacks will one-shot me. However, he's also already dead. So is that one, and so is that one.
Another piece. Soon the Titan lies.
Again, we're at the stage where I one-shot them and they one-shot me. It's a really silly game for scaling.
Of fate.
Alright. There's also ranks to these challenges that I've been doing. There's two white ones, then there's a green one here now. They give you more of the points, and you need 15 of the points to be able to fight the boss, so it's just like, you kind of want to pick higher rank ones, because they give you better rewards and you go through it faster. Now what I'm currently doing is something that's kind of dangerous to do, but it's fine to do for now. Kind of. Which is that there's this yellow zone. This yellow zone is basically another treasure chest. So it'll give me a bunch of experience, and you have to stay within the zone for it. I'm like fighting in between two zones. Alright, now I'm gonna get rid of that frequency, because we don't need frequency on Bloodlust, because it doesn't stack. It just refreshes. That's why it also doesn't actually have a multicast effect. So we just want to increase its potency long term. So we want to get rid of its like cooldown rate and its duration options now, because they don't really do anything for us, because the cooldown is lower than the duration already. again, reminder, I could actually do the setting where it doesn't auto level up. I prefer that setting because it just gets you through the levels faster and it means I'm not going to forget. But you do have the choice to say no to that. Oh lord, it is lagging with this one. You are seeing on some of these elites though how much like I am stacking these status effects. It's really funny.
The path approaches. So does their doom.
So does their doom. Again, this game's fun, but keep in mind, like, what you're seeing now is not something that you'll be able to do if you pick up the game for a while. And that's my kind of general gripe with this game, is, like, how long it takes to get these more obscene builds in place. There's a reason why, like, a lot of the characters I haven't even maxed out because they just weren't fun to play early on, and now that I'm so much further along in the game, I have to, like, consider all of the other aspects that come along with it. Yes, so fun fact, Skeleton Archers are actually our highest DPS source because they are the highest instance, because each shot they fire is affected by the multicast chance, so that each arrow... there's multiple arrows being fired. They're also affected by all the stuff for it. They're really, really strong. And they scale incredibly well for us.
Titan blood.
Now, what are we at with crit? We have 108% crit chance and nearly 400% crit damage. So we can multi-crit. I'm pretty, if I recall correctly, you can, like, multi-crit in this game where, like, your crit will crit if your crit is high enough. Crit chance is high enough.
It's time.
So reapply the damage modifier. So you do still like the idea of getting some crit in the game. Also, sorry to anyone that doesn't like spiders. I will fix that problem in very quickly. What is this? This is Soulstone Survivors. Yep, that's the boss, alright. Anyway.
Slot secured. On to the next hunt.
Your crit will crit if it crits, exactly. I do actually want to just get tank stats, don't I? Right, so if I recall correctly here, there is this one. Yeah. This is absolutely nuts. So we talked about how we want to apply a lot of Doom stacks, right? Whenever I apply Doom on a target, there is a chance that you'll instantly cause a percentage of the total Doom damage. You'll basically instantly deal some of the damage, right? So this only starts with a 1% chance, which we don't care about chance because we deal so many instances of damage and apply so many status effects, this will happen frequently. 1% isn't a lot, but it does matter. So it will help chunk through them very, very quickly, especially if we stack up more Doom damage. Ooh, you're another new one. Broket's probably the correct choice here, because I believe they give me, like, on hit, something, right? It's on hit shattered. Yeah. On hit shattered's probably the correct thing. But do we try and fight the new fungal dude? I did actually see what their buffs were. What was... So it's Fallopox. Fallopox. Increase your crit chance against far away. Whenever you apply bleed, you may now apply exposed. When you apply aptitude, you have a chance to multiply the stacks that you get. Increase your damage and max health. Increase the damage bonus of impact. Increase damage based on the number of bulwark you have. Increase your cast frequency when you hit with a nature. Increase the chance of chaotic being triggered. All of those are actually kind of garbage for us, yeah. Like, Fallowpox is the bleed to expose is probably the best, and that's pretty bad. I'm gonna go with Brokit, because I want the Shattered effect. Shattered strips armor, so it just increases how much damage we do. And again, as a reminder, it's a on hit, we have a chance to apply Shattered, so we have a chance to improve the damage for the next hit. We hit so excessively frequently that that will shred things even faster. Welcome to how this character plays. Also, I think you can kind of see what I mean by the way with the projectiles. So the noise is starting to get up there, isn't it? That's kind of the problem this game has. Oh, by the way, I should also mention, one thing this game has that is one of the best features ever, and was something I immediately was like, oh, I have to add this. Special effect visibility. This means my abilities are more transparent. I actually can set the transparency in mission of my attacks. See? Which, trust me, is absolutely necessary later in the game, because let's put it all to one, shall we? I'm not really playing a build that actually has too much of a problem with it, but you kind of still see a little bit of what is going on. Realize this is one of the least cluttering of your screen builds that you can do. And if you think, oh, that's a lot, yeah, that's the point. So yeah, you can actually set the transparency of the thing, and you can also, as you saw there, do it live in the game. So if you're like, oh, I'm not set, so the way to think of it is like, you stop being able to see warning zones on the ground eventually. Trust me, you will eventually have that on a lot of builds. You need to enable transparency so you can even just see. Like, we're on 0.3 alpha right now on these things, and I'm still, like, drowned out with a lot of the visual noise. Chugging. Another setting I actually do have on that's really nice, and I can quickly show it, I think, is this one, I believe. Is it? That one, or is it... Physics, CPU limit, this one. This is actually a really cool idea, and I want to know how they did it. Basically what this does is it makes it so you can choose either to make the game basically go slow-mo mode when the game's lagging, or if you disable it, it will run, the game will run at speed, but if it lags, you'll lag, right? Like, it won't cap the amount of processing, basically, is what's happening. Is like, the CPU goes, oh no, I've got a cap to work with. If I'm not able to meet that cap with the amount of active events occurring, I'll slow down the processing time. So the game will turn into a little bit more of a frame by frame. Which means that it's more consistent. Like, they've put really, really good features into this game that I think are, like, incredibly interesting. There's another game this same group made, by the way, that's also really popular. That's very much in that sort of Vampire Survivors-esque style of game. I'm blanking on the name of it, but we have talked about it before. Trying to remember the name. It's like Death Never Dies or something like that. Does it depend on the engine whether you can do something like that or not? Yes. Like, okay. It depends on the engine whether or not it's easy to implement something like that. And it's something that, again, if you wanted to, you could implement into probably any engine to an extent. As long as you have access to the right level of, like, actionability per game. However, the ease of doing it is the problem. I would definitely consider whether or not I can do something like that myself. I just wouldn't understand at this stage how to do it. I'd love to do it if I could, though. That's really nice. Increasing quantity of summons is objectively one of the best upgrades you can get for any summon. And I'm sure I don't need to explain to why that's the case. Really, right? It's like, it's a modifier on top of the modifiers on top of the modifiers, because we've talked about already how much these things double dip in certain things. So increasing how many of the things are double dipping is just nuts. Alright. Let's go kill the player. And then we can go try and fight the final true boss. The lore-wise final boss of the world. What a great boss fight so far, right guys? We're gonna start you on a boss fight, and then we're gonna put it in this place, and it's gone! Has to be a system call, right? Pretty low level of a feature on its own, but you know the game is the game is straight C++ C hash. I'm trying to remember. I think this is a Unity game, right? Alright, there's our Shattered. Right, so now we're gonna have a new option available to us, because we have 4 Titan Vials. So you now see how that had an animation, and we have teleport now. We can still keep doing more Titan hunts, or we can do this teleport. I'm going to do this teleport because we're already going to be going for a long time as it is. These runs take a while. It's already been an hour. I wonder how to do it though, because like it would just probably be a way to like offload and limit. I wonder if I could do it in Game Maker, actually. I might have to look into it.
The primordial
If it's doable,
portal
I'll
awaits
do
the
it.
blood.
100%. But I'm pretty sure this game is... Yeah, I was pretty sure it was Unity just because of, like, the aspects of certain things in it, but no, I'm trying to remember the other game these guys did. I think it's, like, it is... What was it? It was, like, Something Never Dies? I can't remember. Is it Death Never Dies? Is it? Gamesmithing Limited. It doesn't tell me here. It only tells me Soulstone Survivors, but I'm pretty sure they did another one, but maybe I'm wrong. Must have done it. If it is them, they did it under a different naming. You can see that I'm tabbed out as well at the moment, which is funny. Alright. So now, we've got to do the funny ritual. Cool, now we have opened the primordial portal and are entering the big bad void. So this is the weird thing to me, personally. Like, it's not a weird thing in a bad way, by the way. It's just slightly weird to me. This is something that got added. This is the story of the game. Like, this is actually like the story mode of this game, to an extent.
Void King. Whispers.
Okay, so we have this map. This is the special final map. Where we basically do the exact same thing, but we're not fighting Titans anymore.
Taste of true light.
Alright, more Lords of the Void, I guess. Don't really care. Oh, one of the other things they changed at one stage, and I think that's also a really great change they did. So if I hover over the archers, you see how they have a trait called Cunning? So if I hold Q, here, it's units summoned by this skill will prioritize valuable targets such as elite enemies and Lords of the Void. That change made the skeleton archers go from being like a really nutty skill to being one of the best skills in the game. Because now it's like, oh no, it doesn't get caught on something, it actively targets the strongest unit. So in these cases, what happened before is it would potentially shoot at just the trash mobs instead of the bosses. Which is why you wanted more instances as well with a lot of it, because you just wanted to have so many projectiles getting thrown out constantly that it would probably go fling the way of the boss. But now, you do the same thing, and now all of it just hits the boss, so it's even better. By the way, there are upgrades that we just straight up haven't seen, for example. There is one that's like, oh, reduce the damage you take by a flat amount. There's ones that increase how many dashes you have. Stuff like that. There is a lot of upgrades in this game, and we are not seeing a lot of them because we don't have them either unlockable, because there is some stuff like, example, Calamity here, right? We talked about it, how it's like increase damage of every Doom you apply. You can't see this unless you have access to Doom. What should I buy from my wish list, on my main wish list? I don't know off the top of my head. But yeah, you can also see how much like the Doom is stacking up at this point, right? And how quickly their bars are just deleting because of it. Doom is like a really interesting status effect because unless you fully commit to it, it is terrible. But if you commit a build that enables it the best, it's absolutely bonkers what it can do. Like, it's terrible if you aren't actually putting in like your full resources towards it. Oh boy, more Lords of the Void. That's a lot of Lords of the Void in this area. It's normally, again, it's all randomized. I'm just gonna increase the skeletal archer damage, sure. That was another one that we hadn't seen before, is that it's like now the first hit I deal has an additional 100% crit chance. Like, if an enemy is at full health, it's just bonus damage. It's great. The feature, GPU and CPU performance controls were added in Unity 6.3, very new feature. Oh, okay. So it's Unity specifically has a thing for it. I wonder how, like, much you could do it yourself. Like, if I went and looked at the code for how Unity does it, I wonder if it's replicatable on a more normalized thing. Oh, I do not want to have to use up my last death prevention. Please, game, don't do that to me. Really likes healing about now, actually. Increase the Doom damage. Oh, the lag. Oh, really? All of them are common at the moment? Crits now applied, disarray, nice. Oh, that would have probably triggered my death prevention if that wasn't locked. There we go. Alright. Time to fight the big bad. So, how this works. I won't fully explain it, we'll explain it as we go. So, as I said, we're not fighting a Titan this time. We're fighting something scarier. Now you see how there's 4 of those things are lit up? Now we're fighting a shadow version, a corrupted version of one of the player characters. So this is the Arcane Weaver corrupted by the Void. Now, I cannot stress enough, these fights are actually really scary, and the fact that it's not dead already should indicate how, like, this is pretty challenging. But it's dead now. So, we now get a specialty thing here. I'm gonna roll through them because I can't actually remember what all of them are. I might actually take this one. The Veil of the Shadows. Yeah, I'll take the Veil of the Shadows. Cool. And now, we go stand on here, and we activate it. Now, we activate the final true boss of the game. So this is the Void King. Alright, King Buddy. Also, if you get the chance, just look at the amount of stacks of status effects that are, like, getting applied. It is very funny to look at.
I see your arms altered. The others shattered, but you can still ascend. Why bleed for them? I offer you unchained power. That's what you want, isn't it? Don't you wish to become a god? Let me show you how.
He upset because I beat him at his ass while he was in a chair. So now he's angry, and he's trying to attack me. Now, if you're wondering why isn't he attacking me, the reason why I picked the Chaos Golem is exactly this. It has what's called Taunt, so it gets targeted instead of me. Now he's really butthurt. How butthurt is he?
All things end. Even
Well.
gods, even darkness. His silence belongs to me now.
Surprisingly enough, we ain't done yet.
You will beg and pray for the gift of death.
So now for the true final god BS fight. And again, you're probably seeing how this fight might go. And
You have no idea what you've done. I was the master of the horrors you feared. Without me, the hunger spreads violently, unchained. The nightmare is endless.
The king crumbles. Terrors. Let them rise.
so now I could actually continue doing the run. We won't get to do like much more other than just kind of repeat things. We can keep going, or we can just take this portal. And it's considered a victory. Yeah, we kinda, again, as a soft reminder of what I was saying, this is how strong we're at. Anyway, from a very quick read, it looks like it has two classes, automatic performance and manual performance. You can change the CPU and GPU power profiles. Apparently they don't talk with the drivers / code, but stop at changing Windows power profiles. Oh, okay. But yeah, so that's the final boss of the game. Admittedly though, that was only at rank +1. So that was basically the second time I've beaten him, like, through, sort of thing. Because if we go back to fight, and we go to a thing, you'll see now we have +2 unlocked. And I'm started at Sigil of Corruption. Whereas if I go here, you got Sigil of Corruption, Sigil of Vileness, Wickedness, Hate, and then Sigil of the Void. So you have to go through and do them all over again. And get much, much higher problems with it. So, I feel like now is the time to actually explain the runes a little bit, because now the gameplay's been shown, it makes a little bit more sense of context. This is where I get really nutty. Misfortune's Embrace. All of your skills have a 20% chance of applying one of the following effects. I inherently apply Bleed, Burn, Poison, and Doom, which means I get access to all of those status effects and their synergies right from the get-go. Does this mean that potentially my upgrades are a little bit more flooded and I have to, like, kind of fight against that? Sure, but it means long-term we have way more power. Doom, yeah. Then we have these utility, so you have the versatility and the tenacity ones. You can have 3, so again, it's behind me. If I go here, it's still kind of behind me, so it's hard to see. You can pick 3 versatility ones and 4 tenacity ones, but they also have a points cost allocation. I have a maximum of 10 runic power, which I am using up 10 maximum here. The versatility ones don't actually cost points, so that's fine. But like this one, adds all of my unique weapon skills, so that's how I can access these rats potentially, and the skeleton warriors is the main one. Because otherwise I would have to select this weapon and run that one, where its stats are, if we go to the blacksmith comparison, it gives us disorientated as the artifact power, and these stats here versus this one we're running, which is better stats, and this one that applies weakness, which weakness amplifies how much Doom does for damage. Yes, this is the extent of how I do these things. You can also upgrade this.
Oh, what a fine piece of art.
So that's what that does. This one gives me an additional reroll every 5 level ups. This one is what I mentioned at the beginning, which is I don't start with my base skill. However, I get 5 additional rerolls and I get an additional skill point at the beginning to pick my first ability, which is quite nice. Then the other ones are this one. Reduce the maximum amount of units I have from summon effects by 1, but increases the amount of damage they deal by 30%. Reduces all of the damage I deal personally by 20%, but increases the damage dealt by damage modifier of all of my units summoned by 30%. Increases the damage of all of your summon units by 0.8% per active summoned unit up to 24%. You can see exactly what the build is doing. It is massive, massive amplification on my summons. Now you might go, well, you've nerfed your own damage. I don't deal damage. All of the damage I deal is via my summons. So it's great. And then I can probably show here. This is the Necromancer's skill tree here. So that's where this is where you get the reanimation skill thing, where it creates that abomination. And there's ones that give you global passives. These ones with the special, like, platinum-y border. These affect all characters. And the rest of these are like, increase your area modifier by an additional 10%. Eliminating a target now has a 5% chance to heal me. Which is why, like, it's really good. Pickup range, additional movement speed. It's a lot of really basic things overall. And it just tweaks it up. These ones here are these runes that we were actually just looking at. This is how you unlock them. Right? So the fact that I've unlocked all the runes means that I've at least leveled up every character enough to access the runes that they have. But as you can see over here, this is the... I actually can't remember who that is off the top of my head. Here we go, this is the captain, this is a great example. I haven't leveled up all of his stuff fully. But yes, this is the full, like, skill tree. So when I said this game is a lot of grinding. Oh, I forgot this is all here. Yeah, and you can see here exactly by, like, these are all of my runs that I've done. And you can see very frequently it's the Necromancer, and then there's sometimes where it's like, oh, this is when the Myrmidon released, so I played them a bunch. How far back does this go? Oh, that actually might be all the way back to my original plays. Yeah, I think this is actually me starting... Wow, I think it's actually saved all of my runs I've ever done. Wow, that takes me back, huh? Yeah, it's because passive skills didn't fucking exist at that point. Yeah, this is exactly what I mean by the unholy cathedral. This is all I've ever done. And then, yeah. The Titan Hunt. Hours played? I think I looked earlier, it was 120 before I started stream. Yeah. 127 hours in this game. I've played it a little bit.
The blade is the way.
The ritual begins.
I sink or swim.
Blessed be the hunt.
That's actually reasonable. Yeah, it's not like an obscene amount, but it's definitely a lot. Right? Especially knowing it's spread amongst, like, several years. Right? I don't think it would actually tell me... Does it tell me the date on this? No. Yeah, so, like, this shows already that so the oldest it has a recording for is the end of 2023. But yeah, like, as I was saying earlier, these are probably up here a great example. You have to spend, like, hundreds of thousands of these. And these you get from killing bosses. Killing those Void Lords, back when it was only Void Fields. You get one per boss that you kill, of each tier level thing. Which, think of it as like, when you do a Void Field, it's you kill a set amount of enemies, the first lot spawn. When you kill them, they will drop a red one. The next lot of ones you'll kill, drop a blue one, yada yada yada, all the way up to the Rogue Soulstones, that's the final ones they'll drop. Right? The fact is, these are the spare amount that I have. Because, think of it like this. A lot of these skills have additional costs. So if I do this, you can't really see it, but this is additional soulstone cost. If, per se, I was to level it up, the first 3 levels of a 5 level thing, that will be these minor soulstones. Then it will be those big soulstones that it will cost. And it will cost like 5 or 15 even per thing. And that's on every single node, that's the case. Then there's also the blacksmith, some of these, to even unlock them, require spending soulstones. Right? I don't actually have very many that I haven't unlocked that I can probably showcase easily. Okay, here we go.
You got any void fragments for me?
But yeah, like this would cost probably something to unlock this. And often it can be these soulstones, especially because this is a legendary. But I just don't have this dude at 100, which is what I would require to get there.
Ready the blade.
What is another funny build that I could try and do quickly?
Loaded.
But yeah, no, this is why I say this game is one of the inspirations for how I design mine, right? Like the boss rush mentality of it. I like it. I actually think it really adds a charm to the game, where it's like you can try and power up as much as you want, but it's all about like trying to do it faster than anything.
Death is my art.
Dude, that's just straight up Illidan's Warglaze. What the fuck? That's kind of funny.
Embrace the unknown.
Ooh. Do you have access to those?
Through the great void.
You
we must
don't.
endure.
The tide rises.
What's a funny build to do? I'm trying to remember. I mean, we could try and do the slam build. The slam build is really dumb. It's not good, though. That's the problem.
Balance requires action.
What about the lightning build? I could level you up a little bit. What are the runes they have on you? Do I really want Misfortune's Embrace on that? Where is Electric? So I had you. Is there any others that I want? Random directions. Okay. No, that probably is fine. Just that one. Don't feel like I want Misfortune's Embrace though. For enemies. All your abilities that deal a random amount. Reroll, no. Increase the damage of Electrified, Icy Veins, and Radiance. Tempting. Reduce the number of stacks required to trigger Electrified would be probably a solid shout, potentially. Just elemental power. We're gonna have probably enough procs. Okay. I don't expect this run to go as anywhere near as successfully as we just had, by the way.
What brings you to my fort?
I do want to upgrade this so I have the artifact power. What's the artifact power? Ball of lightning launches an orb in the targeted direction that creates chain, lightning chain that jumps to nearby targets, dealing damage. Okay.
Take it. It'll serve you well.
So we're gonna probably want Call Lightning, Chain Lightning, the rune that we got, Lightning Surge. So how many is that so far, I've said? 1, 2, 3, 4. What else would we want?
Energy flows. I guide it.
Maybe the tornado. I mean, we could probably try and take Earth and Shield. It's technically not a corrected choice, but it's not a bad choice either. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll be the build I'll try and go after. Alright, let's go into a fight that I really shouldn't be doing.
It starts here. Titans to destroy.
Feed enemies have a chance of dropping elemental orbs. Whenever you collect 3, immediately release a burst based on the orbs collected. Okay. Couldn't actually remember what their passive was, I'll be honest. So we want crit synergy. Still play is really good. So disorientated, electrified, and damage. Right? Is it the exposed is probably not a bad shout. Yeah, I think we go after... So I can infinitely reroll at the beginning one, is a benefit we do have. So you're about to see, like, the sheer difference in power level of what we were doing, by the way. Like, you saw how, like, insanely potent we were. I'm starting theoretically stronger. Because I have multiple things. Like, I have multiple skills base-wise. And it just goes to show some characters are not created equal.
The elements stare for me.
I still think summons are, like, the strongest way to play the game. If you have a summons build you have access to, you normally do. You normally do that, because it's just better. This is a very strange build, because it's not going to make sense unless I explain, Dazed. So basically, electricity is best to think about synergizes with crit. Because Dazed is, I believe, crit chance that it applies to the target. So I have a greater crit chance against targets based on the day stacks. Alright, let's see. Dazed. Increased chance of receiving critical strikes by 1%.
A spark. Well placed.
Touch up ice will long term be very necessary. I'm gonna banish Leviathan because I don't think we're gonna want it. A Leviathan is literally just lose movement speed to gain damage. We kind of don't want that long term.
The elements shift in my favor.
Okay, the game is definitely struggling a little bit now. So we want base damage, speed, and multicast. Again, you kind of want that for all builds, but we want it in this build more particularly because of how it's going to run. Because we want to have a lot of raw damage to benefit from crit. And we want as many applications of the effects as possible. Oh, I really don't want to do this. I can't kill the Lords of the Void well. My damage is still really low. But now we don't like care about as many wide status effects as we cared about with the previous one. We care more about like potency of what we've already got, which makes the builds tend to be weaker because of that in this game. Earth Shield gives me defense. Of course, I get a zone denial as well, Void Lord. That's really rough. I don't actually really want to upgrade the beam that much. I just want to get rid of it.
Progress.
That, I think, is my final build.
Oh, the Titan is ready.
So I will stop seeing those. Increase duration. Where are we at? Duration's 10 seconds, cooldown's 14 seconds, so yeah. And of course we're going to want to increase things. So this is an interesting one. This is one we didn't get to see before because of the way we had to build. This is really cool. So this is skill chains. Whenever I cast an electric type, I have a chance of casting another skill that is an earth instantly. So what this basically means is every time I cast one of these ones that has electric skill type, I could cast Earth Shield. That's the only earth one we have. So it has a 6% chance on casting every single one of my abilities each time they would cast to cast this. Why is this good? Earth Shield is really cool because we gain resilience when it casts, which improves our armor power, which is damage reduction. Basically, it's like it reduces the damage we would take when we would take damage. And also, each earthen orb that's rotating around us, if it hits a target, we heal for, where is it? 1 health. For each instance of it that would deal damage. So we want more instances of this. And that gives us more instances because now it gains cast frequency from every, like, basically cast frequency becomes more effective. And we can eventually increase how the chance of that occurring. So that makes our survivability a lot better now, all of a sudden. Oh, damn, I forgot this is going to be the sand elementals, which are rough. Now, at this stage in time, again, a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about is very not, like, online, because we don't have enough cast frequency yet. We don't have enough multicast as well. So a lot of these things aren't, like, really up there yet in terms of potency. Area modifier on those two. That only really affects the lightning field. I prefer the magnetism.
The hunt continues.
But yeah, I have to basically be seeking out experience a little bit more than I was as the Necromancer, because my base power is, while it's technically higher, it's not, because my scaling of all of my instances is weaker. I have a lower cap point in terms of power than the Necromancer, and I have a... oh god. A lower starting point in actuality, even though theoretically having multiple abilities starting off should mean I'm stronger, right? You'd assume that be the case, but it is not.
Energy flows.
My mid-game's technically stronger if I get to it, and I'm not too far behind at that stage. That is one thing I will say. Of course I get the prophetess. But it's like, if I don't get the right scalings at the right times, this build feels really terrible.
The power flows through me.
And that's kind of my issue of a lot of these ones, whereas like the summons build, it's like, as long as you kind of get the things occasionally, you're fine. Also, I didn't explain any of my runes, did I? Weapons Expert means I start with the sub-ability of the weapon I have, which was the Call Lightning. That's why I started with 2 abilities instead of just 1. The reroll one again, and then Skill Mastery Electric, which means I could get this lightning field on the character, which is like, I just have an aura around me that applies damage and applies daze, which is good. Then Multicast Mastery, it increases the chance of when a multicast would occur to go for a bigger chain, which is quite nice. Then Critical Mastery, which is absolutely necessary in any build that wants crit. 25% of my crit chance is added to the critical damage multiplier when calculating the critical damage. This does include negatives, so but we're never going to have that problem. Then for every increase the critical damage by a small amount based on how many days or disorientated are on a target, up to a set percent of 25%. And then the last one that I picked, which is increase the damage of Electrified, Icy Veins, or Radiance by 200%. Electrified is the thing that we get from casting most of our abilities.
Fragment secured. The balance.
So you can already see like a big difference in how it plays out. There we go, this is one of the upgrades I talked about before, where I can just get +1 dash. Probably should pick that up, but lethality feels better. So where are we at with our crit stuff? Our base-wise crit chance is 96% with a 30% crit damage. Not bad. But yeah, so it means picking up crit chance is very valuable because it means crit chance not only enables potentially like multiple crit levels, but it also ups our crit damage. Right? Oh, selling elementals again. Alright. Chain Lightning's not the one we really want to be leveling up as much, sadly, even though that's the one we're getting a lot of. Because it's really good at clearing grouped enemies. It's terrible versus bosses. Because it's chaining effect, right? Yep, that's one res gone. That's why I don't like the sand elementals, because they take up the whole bloody zone. I can't take the sand elemental fights with this character. I can't kill them fast enough. Alright, we can leave the area now. I just need one more fragment, but I do kind of want to go for... Yep. Right, damage increase of... I don't like the fact that they worded it this way.
The power flows through.
Just call it a potency increase across the board. Potency is basically damage, but on abilities that don't have damage, it increases its effectiveness. So, like, Bloodlust is a great example. Bloodlust only increases your, basically your attack speed, your cast frequency. If I increase the potency of that, it just increases the amount of attack speed I would get out of it.
Energy flows through.
By the way, can you tell by the fact of, like, how much of this random information that I can, like, spew out frequently, how, like, not, like, much I play this game and love this game? Like, I really do love this game. It's a great game. Like, don't get me wrong, I have definitely been frustrated on how much grinding it needs, but I still love it. I still come back to it. And it's even funnier as well, because this is a game, outside of the Titans, I only looked up guides or wikis for, like, secret objective things that were, like, event to know, like, whether or not I can do them or how to do them. There's only, I believe, one event thing I'm missing, and it's because I didn't do something at a specific level. Also, now you're actually seeing, like, how difficult these boss fights are supposed to be. So keep in mind, while I'm definitely slightly underpowered, this is more closer to, like, how these fights should feel. Does this really hammer home how absolutely, completely batshit insanely powerful the Necromancer can feel with that summons build? Like, this is definitely, like, a very, like, mid to low tier build that I'm doing right now. But, like, it goes to show how, while there is a huge diversity in builds, there is definitely some clear, like, outlying winners in builds. Oh, shit! Just die already. Just die already. There we go. Ooh, more skill chain. Big win there. Right, so we were looking for... what again on this one? It was like on hit exposed? That one, yeah. Oh, that's also so good. Wait, do I actually apply Colossal? I think I get Colossal somehow. I think I was getting it from, it's probably a passive I have, right?
A blessed gift of the elements.
Is there other ways to be generating Colossal? I'm pretty sure there is, but I think it's off applying weakness, which I don't apply. Nor do I really have a good option for. I say that, I'm pretty sure one of the things allows me to apply weakness. So Broket's still a good option because of Shattered. Fade Um's and also a good option. I should actually just tab in so I can look at the options I have available to me immediately. The Fade is probably what we're picking here so far. Yeah, Fatum gives us, like, 2 good options. Either with Electrified giving Bulwark or the other one. I want to see if their weakness applies fragility. So that's that one we just saw. Brittle apply against Colossus. We don't have any way of applying Brittle, and Brittle would require a lot of work to try and access. So I can't guarantee that. The Golden Beetle as well is probably not a bad shout because it does get us resilient stacks stuff. So we probably do Fatum, and then we either do Beetle or Player, and then Fatum or the other based on what we roll because I don't want to spend too many rerolls on a lot of these. But I'll do Fatum. Oh, well, I've definitely hit level 10 prestige. I just got the achievement for that. That's nice.
The elements stone. It's time to reshape this war for good.
So... let's see how this goes. Oh, God, all of these are good. The multicast is probably the best, but, like, the 100% crit chance on full health enemies is nice, and then the Merciless is what... yeah, this is just the better one. But, like, goddamn, all of those were good. Like, just that was a really tough choice there. Area Fix not really that much. Again, I'm kind of avoiding these, but I don't want to banish them yet, because I do kind of want to leave a little bit of it open. I probably just should be banishing them, though.
The path unfolds, and the hunt continues.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start getting rid of them. My touch device is fine though. Business. Multicast is slightly better than raw damage for us. Merciless. Oh, this is very similar to another build that I have that I love to... Fucking second Swift? I can't say no, because that means I can just about permadeath. I think that's better. Increase the area modifier of all of your skills with aura. That affects these two. Don't really, nah. Burst shield doesn't really benefit that much from area. Alright, what are these? Kill the goblins. Oh, Lord. Okay. So again, like, I care a lot more about raw damage this time by comparison because it's crits, right? And the higher the base damage is that I'm, like, multiplying several times over, the higher my damage is. This is why I say, like, the mid-game of this feels really nice. It's the late game starts becoming a nightmare because it's like, oh, you don't have just enough crit to make it feel good. Oh, you don't have enough base damage to feel good. So you're in this constant struggle state of, like, trying to, like, tip the scale in the way you need it. And I cannot stress enough how much that can feel really aggravating to get right. And you'll only find out sometimes which one you're missing by leveling it up once and going, oh, that's just changed it so I kill everything instantly again. Cool.
Energy flows. I guide it. Progress. I hope the Titan is ready.
Yeah. This tornado applies, it also has devastating. What's the other one? Again, it's direct damage related. Direct damage caused by this is multiplied by 3 on a crit. That's what a lot of, like, the holy stuff does, the purity things. So, like, if you play the paladin, you're, like, a lot of your stuff just gets multiplied by 3 on crits.
The elements align. Keep pushing.
Do you see what I mean with, like, the game slows down to accommodate you when the game lags? I really like this. It's a very interesting trait to have.
The elements shift in my favor.
Yeah, I don't have really great, like, knockout damage, do I? That's why elites take forever for me to kill.
Power shaped by wisdom.
Why does that sound like Ventilia? Power translates into hope. No, it's not Ventilia, sorry. Bronya's mom. Something C, I feel like it starts with.
A spark.
Polio or something like that?
Well placed.
I'm just talking random Star Rail shit. Don't mind me. There we go. Good lord, that took a long time.
Fragments contained. Soon.
Again, not really good elite killing potential.
The sacred blood. The elements will sing of this battle.
Alright, Titan, let's go. Look at this dude. So there's 2 that I kind of want off them. Whoa, okay. Oh, you leave damage zones? I hate you. Yikes. Good lord. Just gonna turn down that alpha a little bit on the abilities again so I can see some of the stuff a bit better. Come on. Alright. Hey, bug, how's it going?
The elements shift in my favor.
This game looks chaotic. It is very chaotic. It's worse as well, because, like, so, again, they did a big balance thing at one point, because the game got really hard to play, because it was just everything was damage zones. Now it's a little bit better. Didn't meld at this point. This game's actually really well optimized. All things considered, right? Don't get me wrong, it's still lagging terribly, but that's because PC bad, right? One of these days. One of these days. But, all things considered. Like, they did a cool thing with the EXP at one point, little crystals on the ground, is they did, like, a cool render technique that, like, reduced how bad it was by such a huge margin. One of these days. One of these days. Yeah, no, definitely. One of these days. Only a few parts away. Swear it's not gonna be too bad. I think if I tried to play, my brain would melt. I mean, lower difficulties are, like, very similar to Vampire Survivors and are a lot more calm. I'm just playing at very high difficulties, and I've played this game a lot, so kind of leans me to looking like I'm doing more nutty things. Right? I do think... I wonder if I ever got, like, someone like Noxie to play this, what would happen? Because, like, I think the TISM would make this game either be incredibly fun or incredibly impossible to follow.
The spark. Well, thanks.
Right? So that your PC could have a stroke while trying to run Skyrim? Yeah. To be fair, yeah, my computer still doesn't like Skyrim even when it's like not modded or anything. But that's just because Skyrim sometimes, man. You can run nothing in Skyrim would potentially destroy your PC or run buttery smooth. It doesn't make sense. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Right now, 36% chance to trigger Earth off Electric, which is really good. Multicast. I'm not going to complain about 2 legendaries in a row. That's nice. That's a massive spike to our potential. More merciless. There we go. Now we're in that kind of like stage I talked about where we're gonna feel really strong for a little while and then we're not gonna have that one stat we need and we're gonna feel like we're weak as some buggery again. So we probably need to be increasing raw damage again, right? Because what's our crit at? Crit chance is above 100%. Yep. Probably want to get my crit rate up as well. Try and get to the threshold of like the next 100 marker. Oh, I hate the prophetess. At least she's the shadow and not like the proper one.
The elements stir for me.
Ow. Give me a haircut there that I didn't like. Oi, oi, oi. Oh no, here we go. Right. I think that was the prophetess. Where were you last run? So this is the one I was talking about as well. All damage received is reduced by a flat 2 damage. I think that is applied after like a lot of mitigative effects. So basically, you can just take just 1 damage sometimes. It is really, really big. I have stacked that up to like 10 once, which was really funny. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it does add up, as always the fun times for it all. Oh no, we're gonna the blue one. Yeah, this must be like a nightmare for like people that get overwhelmed, this kind of game, with visual effects, because like, I can't imagine how this would play in that situation, right? Like, if you get overstimulated too much with this, you just have a breakdown with it. I think that happened to me at one point of this game, and it's why I kind of stopped playing it. Is I would just get too encumbered with the events of the game. But that was, again, like, going back to it, this game had a problem that they did fix, which was, there was more hazard zone type attacks at one stage. So like all these red circles, it was more of them. I'm gonna actually turn the alpha of the abilities down again so I can see, because it's just stacking up too much now. And there was also one change that they fully reverted of how poorly it was done. And I do agree that it was like, there was a patch famously when the character Wukong in this came out, the Monkey King dude, where what happened was they restructured how, like, all status effects and everything, like, kind of worked and how bosses took damage, and they did a massive overhaul. It was a cool idea. Problem was, it resulted in basically, everything becoming, like, even my best builds would still take, what, 20, 30 minutes to do a run that would normally take 5 minutes. Like, that's how much it shifted the balance of the game. Like, it was an attempt to try and bring down general, like, overpoweredness that kind of had popped up, but, like, it ruined the fantasy of the game. And I very much agree with a lot of people. Like, I disliked that at the time. Like, I liked the idea of Wukong. I didn't like the idea of how... Because I think that was when they added, the effects like Finesse and, Colossal and all that, where it's like, it's a buff you give to yourself to amplify it at a specific stat, right? Finesse amplifies your crit, not your crit, your multicast, right? So how often you would multicast. And basically, if you weren't running a very, like, handful of specific builds, the game just was nearly impossible. And it was also during a time where, we only had the other game mode, that first game mode I talked about. So you were having to deal with only these Void Lord bosses, and it got nasty because, what is I at least term them this way, what I call, like, zone denial bosses. There's a couple of them that, like, put down area of effects that deal damage or apply status effects and stuff like that. They had a longer duration on their effect. On the, like, so they would put down these zones for longer than they currently do, and it just meant that you got screwed over the moment one of them would, like, spawn. If more than one of them spawned at a time, you were just actually crying. That's why I hate the Prophetess so much when you hear me talking about it, because that one is... It has two main attacks it does. It has a linear attack that will probably one-shot you, and then it had an AoE zone attack, if you got too close, that also would just one-shot you. So you can't get close to it very easily. It had okay-ish movement speed, and it would just, like, also spawn these little orbs around the place that deal damage in an area. So, in a time when, like, you need to get closer to get more damage going because you're already struggling with damage by comparison already, it just became one of the worst bosses. So you would just hope it didn't spawn. It's not a good sign when you're like, I just don't want the boss to spawn because it's gonna brick the run.
And the hunt continues.
I don't need the frequency. Alright, let's fight the beetle. Big beetle.
The elements will sing of this battle.
Beetle! It's a bug. It is a bug. It's a big bug. Is this what you hope to grow up into? A gigantic, like, monstrosity like this. That'd be cool. Dark Souls boss energy. so hard to actually get close to this boss, though. So getting chased by multiple toxic pillars is really something. On a giant cicada. Sorry. That would be amazing. Dude, cicadas are awesome.
Power shaped by wisdom.
I remember collecting cicada shells when I was actually a kid. Right? Is that even a thing kids do anymore? Like, I don't know. But no, I remember doing it. It was like a thing between me and one other friend. Is we would try and find like the most intact and pristine cicada shells. To be fair, I do forget that, like, not every country has cicadas. Or at least at the same amount as, like, New Zealand does. Because we have a lot of them. During summertime, it gets deafening sometimes in the right areas. You go anywhere with like a good good climate and bush, and it's just, oh yeah, no, my ears are ringing. They probably do it on an iPad game. Oh, I don't like how that's true. To be fair, one of my friends was talking about, we were talking about. Okay, I want to talk about this very briefly because this was really funny. Noxie suggested to Hightower, one of my other mates, that he should get the kids he has to play D&D because like they are fighters, like real life fighters. They do actually do sparring and stuff like that, and they are very prone to especially the daughter of Hightower. She is really good at wanting to like throw hands, and it was just really funny because we were sitting there like, you would say, oh, it's time for an encounter, you guys are gonna have a fight. Should actually like stand up in real life and probably pull her fists up and go, let's go. It's like, no, it's fighting in the game. Can't hear no bell, where's the ring?
Energy courses through my veins.
What did I want as the last option? So we have spiked carapace. We have the broquette thing. Kid got ambitions, let him cook. Exactly. What was the other one that I wanted to get? Oh, we don't have, oh, we don't have the shattered effect, right? Yeah, we don't have shattered, so we can go do broquette. I love how, by the way, I fully know I'm not saying some of these names correctly, of these characters. you get to a point where you're the only person you listen to or know that play a game, and you start calling things specific things, even if it's wrong, and you just keep doing it. It's because it's Bro Kenneth, or something like that is I think his actual name.
The power flows through.
Bro Kenneth the player.
The elements align. Keep pushing.
Cult of Heresy. I had that with World of Warcraft at one point, back when I played that when I was younger.
Balance shifts.
Is there was a bunch of things I knew I would, like, a lot of the names in the game I just knew I was saying wrong, and I just kept saying them that way. Then when I had to start doing raids in a guild, it was really funny because I'd just say like, oh, this character's about to use this move, and they're like, who? And it's like, oh, yeah, never mind.
The path unfolds, and the hunt continues.
That's why I fully accept people to call me out whenever I say something wrong like that nowadays. I don't mind it too much, as long as it's not rudely done. That was something that got to me a bit. But that's World of Warcraft players for you. Is fishing virtually? Are you fishing? Wait, you're fishing? I love the immediate part of my brain is, in what game are you fishing?
The chest unguarded.
There's so many different fishing mini games nowadays and things. We have fishing, you might say? Let's see if I can do both of these objectives at the same time. So you stay in the yellow zone while not dying. Try to kill everything else. We already got the thing for that, so we can get rid of that. More crit chance.
Shaped by wisdom.
Critical. Actually, that's a question, right? So I feel like a lot of people have like play patterns that they try, like that somewhat traverse game archetypes. And I have to wonder, like, does anyone know if they've got one? Because I know I do like my dodge crit builds. And regardless of the game, I always do tend to like lean towards it as an option. Like, I like being fairly evasive while doing big chunky damage. Do apply all of those, but... Like, even when I play, like, modded Minecraft, I tend to be that sort of mentality as well, where I'm, like, high speed, high damage. Not per se glass cannon, because in Minecraft, especially if you've got too many mods, honestly, I don't think you can be glass cannon. Like, Draconic Evolution is always a thing, right? But it's like, I definitely focus on mobility a lot more in games, I feel like, than I would on some other things.
Energy flows. I guide it.
I think it comes from, like, a lot when I was younger, and it's just like, I found it as a nice way of doing skill expression. It's like, why take damage when I could just, like, finesse you and win?
Fragment secured.
And be cool
The
that way.
balance shifts.
Wow, I was such an asshole as a kid, huh? I don't think anyone's actually surprised at that. I've already talked about that before. Then again, who wasn't an asshole as a kid? Alright. the magic of being young and being just one of those people who are like, how did people put up with me when I was that age? Alright. Come on, bro, kid. Just need to avoid all of his, like, volcano zone stuff. It will be fine. Oh, that's another thing. I don't think I mentioned. Dodge does give you, like, a very slight iframe. So you can actually dodge attacks with it. I just tend to avoid the attacks before they even, like, get involved. But that's why you see dodged from time to time. It's not that, I've got evasion. There's no evasion in this game. There is block chance, which is, it blocks the damage. Basically is your evasion. So if you see blocked, that's basically me actually evading the attack. Being very lucky. Whereas dodged means that I just dodged it at the instance of the damage would be taken by using a dash. Which, luckily enough, we have 4 of, so I can kind of spam them fairly liberally. Could you chill out for, like, 5 seconds, my man? Yeah, so as you can tell, these boss fights get very stressful. Oh, come on, just die already. Please. This is taking so long.
A blessed gift of the elements.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's how they changed the bosses at one point. They gave the bosses block and such chance. So it meant that, like, the bosses could just straight up, like, have evasion. That's what they did. That's how they made the bosses stat different. And they would scale up, so it meant that, like, if you fought high-level bosses, they would just have so much block chance you might never deal damage. Now I remember it because of that. Alright, I shattered. Yeah, I'm sure, like, me explaining that immediately, you're like, wait a minute. Bosses had evasion. Yeah, and it scaled. With difficulty. So they would just eventually get to obscene amounts, and you're like, cool. I'm just not even applying damage. I'm not even hitting you at this point. This is really not fun. Alright.
It's time to open the primordial portal now.
What they said. let's create the ritual again. And bada bing, bada boom, let's go to the primordial portal. God, imagine if more bosses had evasion.
The storm is...
I feel like no one would enjoy a boss with, like, decent evasion chance, right? Like, how unsatisfying of an experience that would be.
Each void fragment brings me closer.
What would be the worst boss to have evasion chance with? I'm trying to think. I feel like a Dark Souls boss would be awful, right? Because that game doesn't have, like, the concept of evasion. In the sense of, like, it being just a raw stat, right? Like, a chance just to not be hit.
The elements shift in my favor. I'm closer. Void fragment is now mine.
What would be... I'm actually now thinking on this is like, what games would I, like, just quit if they had evasion on, like, the enemies?
Shaped by wisdom.
Like, I don't think it's wrong to have a boss that has a mechanic that gives them evasion. I think it's wrong if a boss just has evasion. I think that's kind of the point I'm trying to make with this. Like, weird off-tangent thing I'm doing. I mean, do you want me to go on a tangent of how every game, if you boil it down, just becomes Cookie Clicker?
A blessed
Cookie Clicker is like the dictionary to of games where every book is just a rewrite of the dictionary. Every game is just a redo of Cookie Clicker with slightly different slightly different and altered mechanics. Convince me otherwise. What you were doing is you were trying to take actions to progress an objective. Normally increasing a number, normally improving upon something. There is a form of unlock. Progression that is obtained after achieving a goal. Welcome to my TED Talk where I ruin gaming for you.
elements by elements.
I don't care much for a gold portal actually right now, I gotta be honest, is because after I beat the final boss here, I'm leaving. Actually, can I even kill the loot guy? Might not be able to, because they're normally really tanky. Oh no, we're seeing it. Oh no, he's dead. It's like no damage, no damage, no damage. Oh, we had enough stacks of offense occurring. Is dead. Because I feel like a game like Minecraft's fine with evasion. I know I'm coming back to that again. Minecraft's a game that, like, makes sense if you add evasion. I feel like that's something we can say. Because it is already, like, a very simplistic model and design. Adding something like that would not add too negative things. But, like...
Energy flows. I guide it.
Yeah, you can't add it to something like a From Software game. Alright. Because that's where it introduces the aspect of there is evading attacks, not evasion. You can improve the effectiveness of how you would evade. But, like, you don't just get free evasion stat.
Void fragments collected. Keep pushing.
Let's see. Been playing a lot of Vintage Story, the not Minecraft, yeah. Oh man, you've just reminded me of Hightail. I'm really interested to see what that game ends up being. Like, I'm just really curious how that game's gonna feel. Everything I've seen looks really interesting. I'm definitely gonna, like, try and make the effort to play it, because it looks just cool. And I'm very confident, like, I already know a handful of friends that are gonna be wanting to play it a lot. Almost got the minerals.
The power flows through me.
Pop. There we go.
Each void fragment brings me closer.
So many pickups. So much going on. Man, it's weird to think back on, like, Hightail, right? Like, how long that's been in the works for. I'm glad it is getting its, like, actual chance, though. Instead of, falling into the pit of despair, basically.
Fragment is now mine.
Alright, let's break this and fight one of the things. So we're not going to be fighting the Void King this time. That's the important distinction. We're just going to be fighting one of the corrupted characters, and that's the end of the run.
Fights back.
I feel really bad that he spawned his dog and it immediately died. That actually made me feel awful. Thanks, game. Again, it happened. There are just dead dogs at his feet. Stop, game. You're making me feel like the villain. I hear them bark and then they're gone. dogs, dude. Okay, you want to see, by the way, why we have to have the alpha really low? This isn't even full. This is still like 70%. Let's go to 1. This is why I have to try, like, I have to have the alpha really low. Can you tell me what's going on? Do you know where the damage zones are?
Energy courses through my veins.
It's so dumb. Oh, okay, now I need to stop making the bit. Because I actually can't see. And I did lose a life there. You have lost a life. There we go. Whatever, doesn't matter. You get ready for work. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Hope you have a good one as well. Catch you later, bug. And that's the end of that run. So yeah, you do a sigil each time. Means that you unlock the next one to do. Good lord, the amount of prestige levels I just got. Well, I can probably max out the Elementalist if, I'm pretty sure they weren't before. Alright. Blacksmith. Now we can get the Scepter of Earth at least.
It'll serve you well in the battle.
And then we can go to the skill tree. Where are you? There you are. 68 skill points to spend, huh? Let's just go through it. Yeah. Am I showing exactly how silly it is, how much resources you need, and how much I have? Oh, this now has a chance to apply fragility. That's really good, actually. Just a default inherent chance in that. It's kind of nuts. Oh my lord, I'm still not maxed out with them. How many more do I need? 6? Do I need 6 more levels and then they're maxed out? Oh, that's just annoying. That's mildly upsetting.
Blessed be the hunt.
Victory or death!
Victory or death.
All right, time to hunt.
I think I fairly showcased kind of what this game has to offer, though. Again, it's a really good game if you've ever played a Vampire Survivors game and really want to see, like, scaling to the moon. Because it's not about... The difference is that you're not, like, per se, getting a skill and then upgrading the skill to level 7, right? Like, that's what you do in a Vampire Survivors game. It's you get a skill and then you upgrade either aspects of it or aspects of all, like, your global kit. And I really liked that. It is something that I was, like, considering if I wanted to add to the thing I was doing. Like, the stuff I'm doing. It's like, how do I find, like, a way to do that? It's something you have to design from the ground up with the intention, and it's just not what I wanted to do. Was the big issue. Speaking of Vampire Survivors, shall we have a squizzy at Vampire Survivors? I want to see how that plays out. I haven't actually played that on stream in yonks. And normally it's only an issue because of bitrate, right? And I want to see how bad it gets. Because funny. Vampire Survivors. I'll look at that in a second. Wait, what is this on the Discord? Just a second. I'm responding to the question I had in the Discord. Because I'm just like looking at that. I'm like, my man, do you not? Anyway, that, I feel like, is my answers to that question he put forward. I feel mean for saying, and I'm gonna say this as a point now. So I understand not understanding certain mechanics and magic and stuff like that, and being interested in like things. But if someone's gonna tell me, oh, I've come up with a really cool thing like combo. It's a 3-card version of a combo that I can do with 1 card, like 2 cards instead. Then I get it, but also what are you trying to accomplish with that? Are you thinking it's like, are you wanting to do it uniquely? The other thing as well is, I did mention in the response to that, he's asking, what is it? I'm not sure what kind of commander I should run. I was thinking of having access to white to use my special space card. If he's using the spider, I'm gonna just put in a little thing of 5 colors. Is that no. There we go. Alright, does... Ugh. Okay, can I game capture vampire survivors? God, it's been so long since I've opened up Vampire Survivors. Can I game capture, or does it have to be a window capture one? I can't remember. Let's see. There we go. Cool. I wonder how much stuff I don't have unlocked now. Looks like I have all the power-ups that's currently available to me. Collection-wise, I'm missing quite a bit. What the f... I'm missing whole sections of stuff, apparently. Okay. Oh yeah, there's a whole lot of collection things, huh? Have I got all the secrets, though? I've got most of the secrets. Increase enemy spawn quantity by 100. What? Horse. I can change its color. What? Trevor Belmont, yeah. Tried the multiplayer? I have not yet, actually. Belmont, Richard Belmont, Julius Belmont, Grand Dynasty, Simon Belmont, Leon Belmont. That's kind of fucking cool. Alucard! Yeah! Yoko, Eric, Hector, Maria, Shamoa. Find the 7 heart refresh after opening the Stallion Gate. Find and open the first coffin and ode to Castlevania. Okay. We can do that. Who should we play as? Who should I play as? Get old Red Death. Get Turkey. Who's Turkey? Who's Turkey and why am I getting them? Why would I get Turkey? Okay, actually, wild thing. Right? Gonna, like, possibly piss off some people with this. I don't like Turkey, eh? It's just... Yeah, no, I know it's Thanksgiving. Again, it's the thing of, like... Not something we celebrate here, really. But yeah, no, wild thing of, like, I don't like turkey that much, because it's just drier and like, a worse taste than chicken in my eyes. Because it's got, like, a more intense flavor profile, so you can't even do, like, some of the nice stuff you can do with chicken, where chicken has... Because chicken's baseline flavor profile is much weaker, you can do more with it, right? You can marinate it more interestingly and all that stuff. Turkey, you kind of can't do that. Defeat one enemy with Ghost? How do you do that? Yeah, it doesn't deal damage. I still don't know who I want to play into, like, the Ode to thing. I want to try the Ode. Ode to Castlevania. Oh yeah, this is a fun example of things, by the way. Does anyone know how golden eggs work in this game? Because it's really funny. Golden eggs are a very balanced mechanic. Guess I should try the crewmate then, right? So if I go to collection, I don't know what the crewmate evolves with, is the thing. What does the report thingy evolve off of? We'll see. We'll turn off hyper. Is that Bellatrix? I knew there was a Bellatrix expansion thing at one point, right? Or a collab. That's kind of funny. Alright, let's see how this runs. God, I haven't played this game in so long. I'm not going to remember like half of the stuff for it. Alright, game, you gonna get there? Our goal is to unlock the Castlevania characters. Is what I'll try and do. Sent a fun recipe video? Oh no. Alright, I mean, that's kind of tempting, but... what was the ones to do again? Damn, that's gotten a lot more things on there, huh? So is that. Wow, that is really hard to look at. Bugger it, we'll do the really bad ones to pick. Wow, the settings seem a bit rough. The sandals is like buggeroo. Ah, that's deafening. Fuck it, King Bibble. Alright, I'm leaving, I guess. Song of Mana is pretty good. Especially with duration stuff. Wow, I feel like the Song of Mana is way weaker. Oh, the curse trigger. Shit, I wasn't paying attention. Like some healing. Why do I have random events on? I forgot to turn that off. I think. Because I couldn't remember how bad it was. God, it's been so long since I've played this game, huh? What the f... Sure. Oh, I can just walk over here. I see. Song of Mana, honestly, just keep getting it up. Song of Mana just ends up being such good damage. Report. What does Report evolve with? That's the question. Good lord. Oh, treasure. Got a Song of Mana. Can't actually remember how to fast forward that one. Report. King Bibble. Now we've got it unlocked. Cool. Thank you, crewmate Dino, but the vampire is in another coffin. Leon Belmont joins the survivors. What's this over here? What is going on with the map? Oh, I think I've just summoned a boss. Alright, display the detail map of Ode to Thank. Cool. So that's the map unlocked. Yeah, I think I just summoned a boss. Oh no, the curse picked up. Ah, this is the worst time for curse to trigger. Sure. Save my ass, pentagram. Okay, curse is gone now, so I can calm down a little bit. Mana. What's the thing that evolved mana again? I actually can't remember. Report. I think report's now like maxed out. Oh, here we go with curse again. There we go. Oh. Sometimes this game does like to lag, huh? Better treasure chest. Let's go. Dude, the amount of particles. I loved this game for that stuff, man. No? I guess the report has more levels to go. 8. No, it is 8 levels. Why did I think that was on 8 levels? Oh. There's a bunch of, like, bosses, I think, around the place. Is that what that is? Oh, lordy. I mean, just more Toronto box, right? Back from the hospital. Sorry, I'm all good. Hope you're doing alright. So, if I look at the map, yeah, there's something sinister looking above me. I'm wondering if it's like optional boss fights. Is that what that is? Oh, another curse proc. So it's to our side a little bit. Yeah, those are optional bosses that we can do, it seems. Okay. Oh god, the lag. You're a bit sus today, I know, right? How many streams have I missed? Your guess is as good as mine. That'd be something that's probably easier for you to figure out than I. I do anywhere between, was it 5 to like 3 streams a week? Depending on what's going on in the rest of my life. Song of Mana maxed out, nice. I can't remember what levels up for. Sorry, don't be. You have life outside of the stream, right? So, I'm not holding you to it. the curse proc. Bibble. One and yeah, whatever number that is. I'm not even gonna try and remember what that figure that number out in a quick succession when I'm getting my ass beaten. Do I want Flames of Misspell? Not really. There's voices after taking your meds, gotta sleep. All good, dear. We'll catch you later. Have a good one. Have a good rest. And curse proc again. Spellbinder, we need you. Ooh, I might just die here. Heal me! Might occasionally shout at enemies, sure, why not? God, levels. Calm, please. Oh, good lord. I would really like to kill this boss before the next curse trigger. Thank you. Perfect timing. What is this? Fires projectiles from a fixed location, sure. Okay, so there's like a little thing at the top of the screen, it seems. And I think that's where like the projectiles fire from. I'm getting attacked by a boss though. Just more on that. That's a good timing for a freeze. God, the mix mash of playing a Among Us dude in Vampire Survivors playing the level ode to Castlevania is like, there's so many levels to that I feel are like an insult to reality. Okay, healing. Cooldown of the listed things reduced when moving. Armor can also affect the stats of these. Damage based on missing health. Defeated enemies will Retaliatory damage increases max health. This weapon comes with a counterpart. Sure. I'll do the counterparts. See what it's like. I've been meaning to play, like, Vampire Survivors for yonks now, right? It's good to actually play it, even if it's laggy or buggery, and I do apologize for that. It's just, I'm really desperate to play it. And this is, like, the only time I can feasibly sneak it in. Hours unlocking of a base weapon. What do I want? Try this one. Oh, well, I'm getting an evolved weapon now. Don't know what it is. Oh, pentagram. Could be it. Oh, no. This is, I'm guessing, the report one. Emergency meeting. Evolved report. Occasionally destroys all of one type of enemy. Interesting. Oh. Oh, we getting a whole thing here, huh? Gambling. Gotta love it. Oh, is that what it was talking about? So there's a thing and it just... Oh, that's cute as hell! I like that. That's funny. Yeah, that's actually really funny. I like that. Okay, so what is this? Slightly different color. Okay, so this is giving me an evolved weapon as well. It's gotta be pentagram at this point now, right? No? Bibble? God, I have a lot that needs to evolve then all of a sudden. I kinda want the pentagram one to level up. I'd like the new moon. I don't know what evolves the life sign scanner. Okay, let's see. Where is the, like, there's a lot of bosses around, huh? I kind of like that. That's actually really funny. I can't go any more right. Now I can. Please give me the pentagram evolution now. Yay! Is it a new moon? I think is what it's called, right? Gorgeous moon. Gorgeous moon. That's it. I feel like I'm able to, like, clip through things I probably shouldn't be. Right? Mini Ghost. You help evolve the other thing. Sure. Oh, we're getting a special one again. A lot of levels. Oh, curse stack. This is so troll at the moment, I gotta say. I don't even know what half the stuff I'm doing does at this point as well. I'm just hoping it works. Sure. Oh. So what? At this point in time, I need whatever evolves that book, and I need to go get the bindings for the Laurel. I don't know what evolves the book. I assume it's one of the things on the map. That's typically the case with a lot of this. As if it's going to give you a weapon on the map, it tends to give you, like, the evolution components. But I might be wrong. Hearing the Among Us noises constantly is throwing me off, though. Oh, we're in one of these waves, huh? God, the levels. Can you tell I like these games, though? I just, like, zone out so much as well playing them. Alright, let's go pick up the tiramisu. That's on the floor over there. I think the thing can evolve now. The mid scanner or whatever it's called. Yeah. So I wonder what it does now. I don't know what it did initially. It just does a scan thing. Periodically grants a random stat bonus for the rest of the run. Oh, that's pretty nice. Alright, well, we just buffed the hell out of enemies just then. So all we're doing right now is buffing the enemies because we're giving more curse. Well, that's one tiramisu proc. It's two tiramisu procs. I have, I think, a natural revive still. I have that will be... No, that's... This thing won't die! Okay, now it's an actual death. Find 504 chickens. Find... Oh yeah, this is gonna just be a lot of legacy achievements getting triggered here, right? I have the imposter. Nice. The imposter. I hate that that's still a joke that's like in my head eternally at this point. So what does this do? Restores HP based on amount and recovery. Oh, okay. Ow. Oh, I think I just hurt myself a little bit. God damn it. Anyway, still one of these days we'll look through these. I did like a little bit of some of these. They're weird. There's so much of this game, I want to play it more, but like it's such a hard game to justify playing on stream because it's either very laggy or it's very bitrate like detrimented. I dread to think how much like currency I actually have in this game at this point. One of these days I'll go through and get all these unlocks again done. Get back up to it. So many. Oh my god, there's so much. It's probably something I'm gonna have to do in my free time though. Well, I'm gonna call it here for today. Because I want to try and get some sleep because I have a feeling I'm gonna have another overnight thing that I have to do. So whatever happens tomorrow's stream, also there's a chance it either might be late or might be a little on the exhausted side. We'll see. Nonetheless though, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You're awesome, stay awesome, and I hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye-bye.